Hi everyone, this is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to my channel. I believe that if you're looking to implement AI in a production environment for your company or for any other commercial project, you need to learn Retrieval Augmented Generation or RAG inside out. This might seem a bit hard, but trust me, it's not that hard at all. In this video, I am going to share a tool with you which you can use to not only learn RAG, but also you can customize this tool in your projects quite easily. This tool, which is called as RAGLite, is a simple Python toolkit for RAG with either SQLite or Postgres as a data store. Now, why do we need a data store for the RAG? So let's try to understand RAG in very simple words quickly at a very high level. The thing is that whenever you need to provide these large language models context or facts about your own data, you need to do RAG. What it means is, for example, if I am using Llama model, Llama doesn't know about me. Llama doesn't know who is Fahad Mirza. Llama doesn't know where I live, where I work, what I do. In order to give this information to Llama, there are two or three options we have, or I would say two. So first option is to either train or fine tune that model on my own data. That is not only time consuming, it is expensive, and really, I mean, if I want to provide it different use cases, it could become impractical quite rapidly. All of these LLMs have been trained on a huge corpus of data which is generic, but they don't really know about me. So fine tuning training is one option in order to make them aware of my own data. Other option is RAG. What happens in RAG is that, for example, I have put in all of my information in a PDF file. I will take that PDF file, I will divide that PDF file in smaller chunks or parts, then I will convert those parts or chunks into numerical representation, because that is what is understood by the computers and system. These numerical representations are called as embeddings or vectors, and we have a separate model for that which is called as embedding models. And then once we have converted it into numerical representations which are simply vectors with multi dimensions, then we take them, we store them into a vector store or data store. So here you can see we can either use Postgres or we could use SQLite. Postgres or SQLite you can either install locally or you can access them remotely for this RAGLite, by the way. Anyway, so once we have stored the embeddings or vectors in our vector store, whenever a user asks about me, like who is Fahad Mirza, that is a prompt. That prompt is converted into numerical representation. Then those numerics are taken and a similarity search is run in the vector store to see what exactly is similar to that prompt. And wherever my name appears, it will trigger that, and then it is going to return me that data from that document. That data will be appended with my prompt given to LLM. So LLM will now use its own intelligence, its language generation, and then on the basis of this whole thing, LLM will provide me an intelligent answer having all the context about myself. So this is what RAG is. This whole thing is called as RAG pipeline. Now this RAGLite is a Python toolkit in order to implement this RAG locally, or you can even use some remote stuff here. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do all free, all local, all private, very lightweight. So I'm going to use for LLM and for embedding Llama CPP Python, and for the vector store I will be using SQLite all local. I will also show you how to get all of these installed step by step, so don't worry about the steps, as you can just simply watch and then do it all local. Now Llama CPP Python is a wrapper on llama.cpp. Llama.cpp is a very sort of now old, I would say, in the AI time. Llama CPP is an LLM inference implemented in C, C++, quite lightweight. You can run it on CPU quite easily. So Llama CPP Python is a wrapper or a binding for this Llama CPP Python, and it provides a low-level access to C API via C types interface. It's primarily a high-level Python API for text completion by using Llama CPP. So that is what llama.cpp is, and that is what we are also going to install here. Okay, so now you know what exactly is RAG, what is RAGLite, and all the components. So let me take you to my terminal and we will get it installed. Also, before I do that, let me give a huge shout out to Mast Compute for sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you're looking to rent a GPU on very affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description. So, and you will also get a 50% discount coupon, so please check them out. Let me take you to my terminal where I'm running this Ubuntu 22.04, and this is my GPU card, NVIDIA RTX A6000 with 48 GB of VRAM courtesy Mast Compute. Let me create a virtual environment and make sure that you go with Python 3.10 because this software is a bit version sensitive, so make sure you only use the versions which I am using here, so such as you see that I am using 3.10. So let's wait for it to get created. So my coda is created, as you can see on the left hand side in parentheses. Let's install Hugging Face Hub library because we would need to log into Hugging Face to download the models. Now you would need to log in by just using Hugging Face CLI, and it is asking for the token which you can grab for free from huggingface.co after signing in or signing up. So let me paste the token, press capital Y, and we are logged in successfully. Next, we need to install the sentence model with the spacey. This is just for some natural language processing. So let's install it by using this pip command. Shouldn't take too long. And you can see that it is also installing some of the auxiliary libraries. That is already done. Let's now install llama.cpp python. For that, I am telling it that okay, this is the version I need, and exactly this version is only supported 0.2.88. Then Python version is 3.10, and this is my CUDA version. If you're, and I will show you how you can check it out. And this is my Linux. If you are using Windows, replace it with Windows or Mac. Now, how do I know that this is my CUDA version? For that, you just need to do NVIDIA SMI, which shows you this CUDA version. So 12.4, that is why this is 12.4 here. Oh, okay, so now we have set our environment variable. Now we can install our llama cpp python. And for that, we just need to run this command. And don't worry, I'm going to give you all these commands. I'll put them in my blog and I will drop the link in video's description. So llama cpp python, as long as all the prerequisites are met, it's quite easy to install. So that is why I mentioned and make sure that versioning is fine. Okay, so that is done. Let's now install RAGLite. For RAGLite, all you need to do is to run this command pip install RAGLite with chainlit. I'm not using chainlit, but you can if you like. But I don't think so that is stable at the moment. So even if you do just pip install RAGLite, that should be good enough. Okay, so that is done. Next, we need to install our SQLite database. So I'm just installing with conda install SQLite. If you're not using conda, just do pip install SQLite or PySQLite 3. That is the whole command. And SQLite is installed. Next, we can create the database, and this is a simple command. The database name is RAGLite, and that is done. Next up, you can just simply press Ctrl C or .quit, and it is we are exited from SQLite. Okay, so our SQLite is created, our database is all done. Next, we can run it in our on our own data. So for that, let me take you to my Python interpreter and we will run it there. So first up, I'm just going to import RAGLite configuration. For that, you just need to give this command. It is going to import the RAGLite config, and the first time when you run it, normally it downloads some of the re-ranking model. I already have them, so it's not downloaded. They're very lightweight, by the way. Then we need to provide it the config. Now in this config, what I'm doing is I'm providing it that this is the database which it needs to use, and this is the LLM. Now I'm using the Llama CPP Python compatible LLM, which is from Bartowiski's repo from Hugging Face, and this is the name of the LLM, which is Llama 3.1 8 billion. And this BGE3 is the embedding model. If you remember, I told you that we need two models for RAG. First is for embedding to convert our own data into numerical representation, and the LLM which actually gives the answer on the basis of the context. So it has configured it. We have all these three. Now let's pause here and let me tell you what exactly I'm trying to do here. So I have this PDF file where I have my own information, because this Llama 3.1 doesn't know about me. So from this PDF file, I will be providing it the context, and first we will convert it into numerical representation after chunking it, and then we will ask the model about a question about myself, and then it should give us a grounded or context aware answer. So we already have defined our config. Let's give it the path to my document, which is already on my local system as I showed you. And the way of doing it is very simple. You just insert the document, you give it the path. You see it is initializing the SQLite database, and then it is creating the embedding after chunking it, and then it is inserting the chunks into that database after in the numerical representation. So this is the beauty of it, that you see the whole process which I described actually happening in front of your eyes. So let's wait for it, and I will let it run. You see now it is indexing that. So it also creates a index in the database. It is a simple and same concept in the indexing in the database, where it speeds up the retrieval of the documents. So let's wait. Shouldn't take too long. And the chunking is done, and you can ignore this warning, that is fine. And the indexing is all done. Let me press enter a few times. Now let's do the RAG. For doing the RAG, just import the RAG from this RAGLite library. Let's give it a prompt, and I'm just going to give it the prompt is who is Fahad Mirza, and then we can stream it by simply running the stream command, where we are giving it the prompt and the config. And now let's print the answer, which is primarily using the LLM on the backend. So this is using our LLM, and it is checking that numerical representation from database, and then it is going to give us the response back. As you can see, it is using Lite LLM, which is primarily this model on the backend with the Llama CPP Python, and this is the answer it has given us. That who is Fahad Mirza? Fahad Mirza is an AI and cloud engineer and all that stuff. So this is how simple this RAGLite is. Really like it. Now if you really think about it, if you're looking to build a tool which is all private, all local, doing RAG, and then you could customize it, then maybe this is the one where you can build your own RAG tool for your own company, and then you build a graphical user interface on top of it. Now if you're looking to implement this sort of thing in production environment, I would highly suggest that instead of using SQLite, go with PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL is another open source database with very liberal licensing. I think you can even use it for free, but you just need to check the licensing because they keep changing everything. Now you can install Postgres simply here, and all you need to do is to replace the SQLite with Postgres, and then I think you should be good to go in terms of ragging. Of course, you can remove, as you can see that I am using Q4KM here. You can go with Q8 for the production, or even a full model. So all of them are available on Hugging Face. It's up to your choice if you're really trying to do it for the production environment. You just need to follow the same command, and I will drop all the commands in as I said in my blog, and I will give you the link to it. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what do you think about it. If you like the content, can you please subscribe to the channel, and if you're already subscribed, please do me a favor and share it among your network, as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.